wake up, it's that time again. The sun's not here, but we're on again. Grab your coffee, grab your crystals and gather round. It's not lunch, it's not breakfast, it's the time we found. For brunch, well maybe we're busy. For brunch, maybe we're lazy. For brunch, well maybe it's Conquest. For brunch, or be your request. But brunch is the time that we make for each of us, where we ask Egnards dumb stuff, because brunch will always be the special time for Egnards and for me.
Oh my God. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Good morning. I am happy to be here for brunch. Dan making his triumphant return to the community. He picked a really bad time. I was saying this to everybody. Yes. Well, I wasn't saying this about Dan yesterday, but yesterday I had a crazy day all morning from like 6 in the morning when I got to the dojo to clean, and then 2 p.m. when I left, and then my brother-in-law had this whole thing he planned. I didn't get home until 11 p.m. last night, and it just seemed to be the day that every single person came out of the woodwork needing something from me. So Dan, it was a lovely conversation that we had. I am happy that you are back. Your presence has been severely missed during this time. It was just funny that it happened in a day where I was like, well, fuck, man. Like, what? I don't have time to talk to people. Hello to everybody. Xander, how many belts do I dye? I get high quality black belts, man. I buy like top of the line. My old instructor, he got me a top quality one. Some of his other students, he got pretty crappy ones. I have been trying to find somebody who can embroider my belt, because everybody I've taken it to, their needles break. So there's no fucking belt dyeing that happens here. Screw that shit. I spend top dollar to make sure that those things last. We should kick someone and invite Dan. I could make that happen. There's no waiting list for the guild right now at all. There is, we're perfectly open, and I'm sure we have like 3 people that we could literally kick tomorrow for a guy who has not been playing the game for the last 5 months. We definitely have room for that. So, Dan, hit me up. We're going to find you that spot afterwards. This is an interesting brunch because obviously there was 2 weeks where I couldn't do brunch. Then last week I came back, and last week was basically the time in the game where there's nothing going on at all. There was just roster reviews, so we were able to get everything kind of caught up and be where we need to be. But today is the exact opposite. We have Conquest, we have Raid, we have territory battles, we have roster reviews, we have Sin trying to be a little bitch and sneaking Dan's account into premium roster reviews as if I wouldn't notice that that's not their account, though they are lucky that I love Dan very much. Kick both of the people on egg shit list and bring me and Dan in. I'm trying. Look, I very specifically, very, very, very specifically stay out of booting people in the guild. And one of the biggest reasons now that I stay out of booting people is not just that I do the recruiting, but also that a lot of the people that I recruit are friends of mine from Discord, from my community here. And I don't want to play favorites if somebody is not pulling their weight. So I do make it clear to everybody that comes in that if you don't pull your weight, it's not going to be me pulling the plug. It will 100% be somebody else, and that I will do nothing to stop that person from pulling that plug. because I've got a guild to run, and it is a stressful fucking job. Because it is a job, it does take a lot of time. I am lucky for the officers that I have that help me to make it as stress-free as possible. But those of you who are guild officers know that it is not something that is stress-free at all. It is something that takes a lot of time, effort, and energy out of your day. Let's get started. Let's get into it. Let's see what the game is looking like today. We are here. It's motherfucking brunch. That is right. Motherfucking brunch. And it is a brunch with lots to do. Let's do TB first, because I am going to miss out on a few missions if I do not get these things done. It was selfishly motivated. Oh, God. Let's see what we got going on here. We are in good place to hit 46 today. We may hit 47 today, depending on a couple of factors. But I know that there are a few people in the guild who are a little lighter on their R9 combats, and they are working on that. I think that I am going to start with Mandalore, because Mandalore is going to start getting closed out really soon. And this will be the first time, I believe, where we are going to be able to close out Mandalore without having to deploy anything to it, which will be really nice. You're gonna respect my authority. I do what I want. Fuck you, Stan. I do what I want. Are we going to do roster reviews today? We are going to do roster reviews today. I have 3 on my docket for today. I don't think I have you on there unless you use a different Discord name. So they all happen based on a Discord line. So if you're not on Discord, I would get on the Discord and type something up. And there's a reason that I do that. I know some creators just say, hey, give me your ally code and have at it. But I just don't think that that's an effective way to help players with their roster. To just say, hey, this is your ally code. Then I don't know anything about you. I don't know anything about your spending habits. I don't know anything about your crystal income. And if I don't know anything about those things, how can I actually help you? In the future, I might have to do Mandalore on, like, the night before. It seems like we're getting to a point where I can't wait until brunch to do Mandalore. Ooh. Look at this shit. It's not working out in my favor today. There we go. That should solve it. How did the fair go? It was a little bit cold, and a cold fair is not a great fair, because while there were a lot of people there, my target audience is parents who specifically come to the fair with their children. Adults very rarely sign up or are interested in that kind of stuff at a fair. They'll call me on their own. Kids who come up to the booth unattended, they forget that they were interested in something by the time they get back to their parents. But having a community presence is important. You look to see the investment in Padawan Kenobi. That's all you need to know in a roster. That might be accurate. At this point, look, I've said this. I said this last week. I say this on Discord constantly. At this point, with what CG has done with Relic 9 and made it a lot easier to get, I think that if you are a close to end game player or an end game player and you don't have Duel of the Fates and Peridia Patrol at Relic 9, you are a dummy dumb. You are. Passive resource investment. Everybody talks about, they go, this thing's gonna take me 3 years to get my investment back. It doesn't. No, you always need to have passive resource investment. always invest in passive resources. Always. This is a 10-year-old game. A lot of us have been playing this for years and years and years. The sooner that you get stuff like that, the better off you are going to be. That's just how it works. Review my roster. This roster is trash. No, Dan, I haven't broken that 350. I've been trying hard, but these interest rates are tough. I need to find myself some more whales. I need to find some big fish who want me to spend all day on their rosters, on their game for them to bring that mortgage meter down lower. But I'm doing okay. According to my mortgage principal website, I am set to finish my mortgage 5 years ahead of time. I am in a guild with Crater. Yes, I am. He joined us, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months ago, I think. Yeah, he reached out to me a couple of months ago. Were you in a guild with him previously? Because I know that he is either Spanish or from a Spanish-speaking European country. I think in Spain. I'm not 100% sure, and I know you said that you were part of that community earlier on when I was just in getting my coffee ready. But he's been with us for a while. No complaints. He's not on my shit list, and that's an important thing. I don't like when people are on my shit list. I like when things run easy. I like when I don't have to nag people. I like when adults can act like adults. Listen, man, it's early. It's early. It's 7 in the morning. I haven't gotten a lot of sleep. Don't give me shit. I'm trying here. I am seeing. We already have our tickets to see Mando and Grogu. My wife is not excited. I'm gonna level with you guys. I'm not actually excited for the movie. I'm gonna see it because I'm part of this community, because I grew up with Star Wars, because I see every Star Wars movie. But I go to movies every weekend. We're going to see Obsession today. The trailers for Mando and Grogu do not wow me. The trailers, they look like I'll enjoy it mildly and I won't be mad that I saw it. But it's not going to be a Rogue One. And if I'm wrong, then awesome. But not a single one of the trailers has done enough to make me convinced that it's going to be a really good movie. I still have my tickets, though. It's a long episode of the show. God. Yeah, I've heard reviews all over the place. I've heard some people say it's amazing. I've heard some people say it's one of the worst Star Wars movie. I tend to not take stock in reviewers. I don't particularly care about reviewers. I have seen movies that have 40% critic scores that I have loved. So I'm not worried about that. But from watching the trailers, I'm not pumped. No, but I have my tickets because I want to go opening weekend, because I think that will greatly affect my opinion of the movie. I love going to opening weekend movies. I love seeing big nerd movies in big crowds. I love the audience participation and when people clap and cheer. So I am hoping that I get that. God. Well, it's hard for me not to watch the trailers because I'm at the movies literally every weekend. Like, so some people watch trailers at home, right? And I actively don't watch trailers at home just specifically because I know I'm going to see it in a theater. The way that I figure it when I go to a movie is really like either I'm going to enjoy the movie and not be mad that I saw it, or I'm going to take a nap. Has almost it's wave 1. I don't give a shit about wave 1. It's wave 2 where shit goes crazy. Yeah, I can't do that because, you know, I go to the movies. I want to sit in the chair early. I want to have my snacks. Trailers don't bother me. Mild spoilers don't bother me. There are some spoilers that sometimes you kind of wish they would keep, you know, out of trailers. But it doesn't bother me to the same extent that I know that they bother other people. No, what? What is this shit? Get out of here with that shit. I've completely fucked up this mission, but that's okay. I saw Project Hail Mary twice. I fucking love that movie. Project Hail Mary was a great movie. I don't see movies twice. And I saw it twice. We saw it in like regular laser, and then we walked out. And my wife and I were both like, we need to see this again in IMAX. It's one of those missions where sometimes you think you got it, and then DTMG just smacks down everybody, and you go, oh, I guess I don't got it. But I think that at this point, we're good. Ani, you told me. Fuck you, man. You were the one. You were the one who told me to go for Death Trooper. You were the one that said, kill Death Trooper as fast as possible. All right, I can't do anything here. Yeah, I once Project Hail Mary comes out on like Blu-ray, I will be buying it, and I will probably get really high and watch it with my wife. Just because it is a great movie and it deserves all the love. The one thing that I'm not liking, though, is that they're now talking about making it a franchise. Please don't fucking do that. I don't need the fucking Rocky and Grace sequel on... no. Like, I know it was popular. I know that people liked it, but do not give me a sequel. I did not ask for it. I do not want it. Asking again, did I not see your question up there? Oh, M3, I apologize, man. I didn't see it. I get distracted. When I go to the movies, I get popcorn. I have the popcorn pass. But if we're specifically talking candy, there's two candies that I like more than anything else. My favorite hands down candy is Lemonheads, but it's a very rare movie candy. If I'm doing movie candy, I want Sour Patch Kids. I want Sour Patch Kids. I preferably would like to put them in my popcorn, but popcorn's pretty dense and it's hard to mix up. I think that movie theaters need to have a thing where you can order a large popcorn and get candy mix-ins, and then they put it in like a shaker and they shake it all up and it gets throughout the whole thing. That would be great. Yeah, Fear itself, man. I think when it comes to Star Wars, that it's really cool when you have new generations going in. And I kind of said this about this New Republic generation in the game. Essentially, that I'm not super excited for the characters in the current era. But that's a me problem, right? That's not a Star Wars problem. That's a me problem. I hope that people are excited for the movie. I hope that people find their enjoyment in the movie. I hope that kids watch it. I hope I enjoy it too, but it's totally okay if I don't. No, it does not need a sequel. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I do think, I heard though that because it was so popular that they are going to be adapting Artemis now, Sin, which I know you will be happy about. And Artemis will make a good movie, but I don't think it was his best writing. All things always lead back to Project Hail Mary and Andy Weir. These streams. If it dies, it dies. I also like to get myself a double whiskey and Diet Coke at the movies. M3, if that matters. I used to get a Johnny Black and Coke, but AMC stopped stocking Johnny Black. there is a big joke that that Sungita is the reason that the guild disbanded. I know that's not true, but it's very funny for me to think about. I think, you know, I think that guild. I obviously I don't know Senate Mandalore to the same level. I know that it's Vexatron's guild, but I think that running a guild is very tough and it's very, very taxing. It takes a lot of time out of your schedule. It takes a lot of effort and it takes a lot of energy. A lot of people who play this game just do not understand the amount of time, effort, and energy that goes into running a guild. And there comes a point when guild leaders and guild officers, it just becomes untenable for them to continue to run a guild the same way. And so it goes back to a video I posted, I think like 3 months ago, where I said it was okay for guilds to disband. And I think that if Senate Mandalore, which is a very top-notch TW forward guild and at the top of the game, but I think that if a guild like that, its officers are recognizing that they no longer want to provide that environment, or it's untenable to do so, that it is a great thing to disband. Otherwise, the people in the guild, they are coasting, and those people, you know, have a sense of loyalty to their guild, and they are held back. Is it great to see guilds disband? No, it never is great to see a guild disband, but is it an important part of the life cycle of this game? I think it very much is, and it frees up those players to go to guilds that have leadership that is more able to provide what they need. See, and that's what I was saying to you last time we were talking, right? I think Andy Weir does a lot of things really good, but his one downside is that he literally writes the same character every single time. And I think that when it came to Artemis and he tried to do a female character, it came off a little bit too much like a I have boobs, I just had sex but also I'm funny and witty. And I just don't think it worked to the same level as his other characters. New top end recruits. No, I just think, listen, when it comes to guilds, if you want the top end to succeed in this game, you can't coast. And if your guild is going to coast long term, you know, short term coasting as part of a plan makes sense. But if your guild is going to coast long term, then you know, you're doing a disservice. So glad I get to try this here. How bad was early C-Pit? Early C-Pit was the worst. Because CG tried to do something. For those who didn't play C-Pit early on, CG tried to do something with it that was a huge mistake. I was a big, massive multiplayer online gamer in my mid-2000s. In the mid-2000s, not my mid-2000s. I loved EverQuest, World of Warcraft, Star Wars Galaxies, The Old Republic. What CG tried to do with C-Pit is they tried to turn it into an MMO experience. The basic fundamentals of the raid made it literally impossible to do unless you worked with your guild to all be online at the same time and to submit your scores all at the same time. So it required everybody to all be on at the same time, to get their runs in, to also be on Discord at the same time to communicate their runs. And the problem with that was that every time you'd go to Discord, there was always a chance that your game froze or refreshed. And that could completely destroy a run. Every phase of C-Pit took like an hour and a half to 2 hours. Which is the worst. They changed it relatively not long after, which was a very, very smart decision on their part. But people who did not play early C, like you don't understand how terrible it was. Do I have pause at 9? No, I don't have pause at 9. Your queens auto that? My queens can't auto that. My queens don't have the same modding that your queens do. You're going to target you. There we go. But again, like I said to you in members chat this morning, Shadow, when it comes to Cassian's team, my Cassian team beat it with no platoons, and I don't even have good mods. Now, no platoons, it was a shit show. It was a very scary butt-clenching experience. They were able to do it with no platoons. I will say that the Cassian team is not as strong in TB as I was hoping. But they still can put in their work. The left mission and the top mission are the same fucking thing. The only one that actually matters and is actually harder is the Mara Jade mission, the bottom mission. Let's that keep you there. Oh my god, another Danny. Good fracture cheese. Fear itself, what I did. I don't know where your Spider Maul is, but I did Spider Maul lead, Thrawn, General Syndulla, Watt, and IG-12. I took off all offensive-oriented discs. I put Tank Tech on Spider Legs Maul. And I put, Tank Tech on Spider Legs Maul, Weapon Tech on Thrawn, and I just hit auto on a Phoenix node. What was the worst time for the game? Man, there's a lot of different smaller points in the game. There was a point in 2018, I think, where they released like 18 marquees. That was really rough for the game, and I know that some of you are like, well, we have 18 marquees now. That's different because the resource funnel was very different in 2018 versus now. C-Pit was a really, really tough port for the game, I think. I think now is not that terrible of a time for the game. Era of Andor was a big retention issue time for the game, because CG was still figuring out eras, and I think they're still figuring out eras. But I'm starting to see some positives from eras now. Should you rather get R9 Pretty Pals, or should you spare mats for upcoming era battles? Era battles are temporary. Pretty Patrol is permanent. If you're already spending on those characters, having an era battle is a nice thing, obviously, because you're getting use of the characters as well. But Pretty Patrol is a permanent thing that will consistently come back. Oh my god, when Krons first came out, when they didn't even have a Kron funnel at the time. CG doesn't have their Swift yet for their Era store. Man, I had a nice phase 6 today. Look at this shit. This is beautiful. Let's put Malik in here, and then let's see. Coliseum is like fake content, which kind of sucks. Gyarados keypads are just as good now. Calm down, Shadow. Oh my god, the one cron per month thing is awful, Dan. It's just too much information, and by the time you know the information that you need, you can't farm them anymore. I hate it. I hate the one cron set per month. I truly hate it. How long do era battles last? It's hard to say, just because era battles are actually fairly new content-wise, and they have pretty consistently changed it. Based on their current cadence since eras started, it is 6 attempts per era battle. Right? And there's 2 era battles per era. So 12 total runs across 2 teams. We're just gonna hit basic. Well, I guess we couldn't do that. It's not breakfast. It's the time we share. for lunch. Bidi-bidi-dee-dee. Brunch. Da-ba-da-da-da. Brunch. Dee-dee. Conquest hasn't been terrible, but I still don't like the solutions for Relic Delta in Conquest. I'm still very... I'm not anti-Relic Delta in Conquest. I am anti the solutions that they have come up with. Don't you fucking deflect my thermals? Piece of shit. Boom. Look at that. Up. Perfect. Day 6. Obviously it's Jabba. It's very sensual. Ooh. 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 I think that they got Jeff Goldblum to do Jabba's voices in the game. Let's see where the math is right now for the guild. We need 730 minus 680. So we need 50 there. We've already finished Hoth. It looks like Mandalore is going to complete itself. Plus 730 minus 443. We need 337. We have 302. So we are at a negative 35 right now to get to 47 stars. That is not bad. A negative 35 is pretty damn good. Let's just hope that we can keep on that momentum. I am going to run the guild bot real quick. So we're going to lose connection from the game. We're going to let that run, and we're going to tag everybody to get their shit in. Hey, Tai, good morning. You and your Bomberman. I know you were telling me that that's a creator somewhere who has all Bomberman themed stuff. But I'll take it. Okay, there we go. Shadow, you can't quit the game unless you find me a new whale. That's the rule. All my whales have to stay playing Star Wars Galaxy Heroes unless they find a whale to replace them. All right. We have 7 minutes until shipments. What can we do? We could go into Conquest now. Let's fucking do it. That 47th star. If somebody look, I'm gonna be honest with you, Sin. There are 2 people that I would rather get rid of, and if either of them costs me the 47th star, I will be thrilled. I will literally be thrilled. Because, you know, like, you get annoyed when you lose certain people and they screw up, and that's fine. But sometimes a problem throws itself out and you kind of go, oh, this is great. Now I have an excuse. So I would be thrilled. All right. Let's do some Conquest. What time is it? It is 44:30. I actually need some actual datacrons, but I need this stuff a little bit more. Let's see how Stranger does. I have all defensive discs on from doing the fracture thing, so I don't know how this is gonna go, to be completely honest. That's true, Zavor. That is true. Man, last night I was at a baseball game. It was a minor league game. They won like 24-3. But my brother-in-law refused to let us leave. It was an embarrassing game for the other team. And in like the 7th inning, we're like, can we go? He's like, no, we have to stay until the end. We have to see the fireworks. My God. Get home until midnight, or not midnight, 11. Oh my God, Bodie, yes. But in the past, there have been situations where that's happened, but there have been situations where I've just said, I'd rather get rid of 2. Like, I would rather deal with being down right now if I can get rid of this person. Does he just love traffic? I guess so, man. I don't know. I was so annoyed. I was like, we need to leave. You have everything you need for SLKR, but you get destroyed when you try the battle. Do you have everything as in like the Zetas? I'm going to tell you this, that I don't know if he has it for this specific mission, but Rabid Beaver is a popular content creator who's on the newer side of the game over the last couple of years. So for several years, he was very Zeta starved and poor. So he did a series of really, really great strategy guides for GL events using minimal Zetas and like mid-level mods. So Lily, I know you're like, man, Egnards, why are you leading people elsewhere? I'm not a guides guy. I'm an economist. I am the person who does the math. I would strongly recommend seeing if Rabid Beaver has a guide for that specific mission, because I'm willing to bet that he does. And he will probably be able to help you out with that mission following his guide. I have always been someone that brute forces things. I would rather spend less time doing something and, you know, over-invest. It's not a baby mode event, Sin. SLKR is on the harder end. Oh my God, this stupid rocks, paper, scissors. Fuck that. Rocks, paper, scissors was a cancer on mobile games that year. Like, every mobile game had some stupid rocks, paper, scissors game. Can I do a guide on not doing guides? That sounds like a McClunky thing, and goddamn, McClunky started some shit last week. Which was very funny. Everybody thought that I was in on it too. They thought like I encouraged him to do the video. I may have encouraged him to post it. I didn't encourage him to do it. God, that was funny. I'm telling you, Lily, Rabid Beaver will tell you everything you need to know with his guides on that event. Thank you, Xander. I appreciate it. Can I you know what? Let's just pin that. We're gonna pin that comment for 20 minutes. It literally isn't, Sin. And I'm not saying it's hard. But they made GL events easier after SLKR and Ray. JML and C was a joke. JMK and LV was a joke. Leia had one tier that was pretty mod intensive, but now with refreshing, it's a joke. Because it really just depends on if you land the one potency check. Jabba was a joke. Hondo was a joke. What is my guild name? We are the Sleeping Gungalorians. Formerly the Awakened Mandalorians. We said, fuck you to alliances, to big alliances. We went private. We went solo. We bought out shares of our company. And we brought it all back. I've never tried to do a GL event at G12, honestly. I mean, I know the game is in a different place than when I was unlocking GLs. When I was unlocking GLs, progress was slower. So, like, to me, it was, like, crazy to not have all of the materials to relic a GL by the time you unlocked him. I know that's different now. No more big businessman, those. We are now the Costco of game guilds. We will sell you a $1.50 hot dog. Do I think the Luminara FTC will work with Queen Amidala just for Kit Fisto and Luminara bonuses? I'd have to look. I honestly didn't even pick up that FTC. I only picked up the two for the era characters. Let's see. What are the we could take a quick look after this battle. Everybody's asking me questions that have nothing to do with me today. Why can't we ask me math-related questions? Luminara FTC. Kit Fisto 100% health steal at the start of the battle. Grant guard to all the Galactic Republic Jedi allies until Kit Fisto is defeated. Ooh, that's interesting. Kit Fisto and all allies with guard have 100% accuracy and have their health and protection equalized at the start of each ally's turn. Whenever Kit Fisto attacks out of turn, he recovers 20% health and protection and lowers the cooldown of Turn the Tide. Whenever Kit Fisto uses a special ability, all Galactic Republic Jedi gain Retribution for 2 turns. Whenever he uses basic ability to spell all buffs. And then Luminara, whenever an enemy attacks at a turn, all enemies are inflicted with Protection Disruption, which can't be evaded. At the start of Luminara and Dali's turn, all allies with less than 50% health gain 2 stacks of heal over time. Damn, I might get that. Let's get that. Yeah, that might be interesting to try out, honestly. We might keep that one. Let's get my Gungans in here. If you were guild were woke wampas. I like how everybody calls him Philip now. I call him Philip to fuck with him, and everyone's like, "Ooh, hey." You know what, though? It's better than having a Raycron with, It's better than a Raycron with Ezra on that team. Yeah, but nobody uses KB. Oh, shit. Killing my shield generator. It is gonna fuck with Seer Malicos if people put it on Ray, though. Because of those... Well, because of Malicos's and Maul. gas prices like they are. God damn, man. Paying $4.69 for gas. I know some of you are paying way more than me, but I do a lot of driving. It's tough. God. The rule of GAC, Sin, at the high level is if a Datacron is designed for a team, but it works well with Ray, you put it on Ray. That's just the rule. No, Zavor, give it 3 seasons, and there's going to be an Ezracron that says if the allied leader is light side, treat all allies like they have the Spectre tag. 680 is fucking maddening. I don't know what I would do. I drive a modest fucking sedan, and it's costing me almost $50 to fill up my stupid fucking car. Oh my god. This is why I need those Bezos bucks. That's what Prime subs go towards, is fucking gas now. Why couldn't they just keep the Geos here? Why you gotta give me a stupid new team? World's dead. The world is fucking dead. Alright, there we go. Okay. My Gungans are not doing great here. Let's go Lord Vader. My only eggs. Where the fuck are my clones? Oh my god. My subs do go towards General Skywalker, yes. I am subbed to General Skywalker. He is my dom. He tells me what to do. I say, yes, daddy. And we move on. I am at least glad. Like, for brunch, yes, I am doing this on manual. But, like, this team, if there was no simming in Conquest, having to fight this team constantly would be so awful. Hey, C squared. Buy me a splash of gas. I think that you can rebrand it to like literally anything. So I think you could rebrand it to Splash of Gas. I know that McClunky made his Malort. Which is his favorite drink for whatever reason. Grab your coffee, grab your crystals, gather round. We got C squared, and guess what? Dan's in town. We are actually surprised. We're more surprised that C squared is here than we are that Dan is here, Dan, because C squared is a good little Christian boy and goes to church on Sundays instead of going to Egnards brunch. Sorry, kids. That's what we do. We don't go to church anymore. We go to brunch. That's the goal. That's what we do. What are we doing? What's going on? Just need a team that does this fast. What's up, Apocalypse? I hate calling you Sla. I'm gonna call you Slap from now on. Church of the Omicron. Church of the Signal Data. That wasn't my Tucker impression, Xander, but that was the weekend update monologue. Yes, it was. I did get really high last week and post a bunch of voice clips of me doing my actual Tucker Carlson impression on Discord. It was a fun time had by all. I think it was just Sin and Sin who got to enjoy it, though. Ooh, man. No, I always do my red crate right away, Snorlax. Always. I know some people wait till week 2. I always do I always get it out of the way because I'm somebody that needs to do things right away because I'm worried that something will come up and cause an issue and I won't be able to do it. And if I do it right away, I don't have to worry about that. I'd rather have a hard first week of GAC than risk not red crating. Ah, there we go. Joke swapped. Yeah, I guess tonight when I watched the episode, was it a good episode? I always find, and I know Will Ferrell is classic SNL, but I always find that like comedians and funny people are some of the worst SNL episodes. Last week's episode with Olivia Rodrigo, there weren't any iconic sketches in it, but I thought most of the sketches were very funny. Slapman, I don't. We're just drinking. We're just coffee today. I have my beautiful. I got user to top 100 in GAC scotch that sits on my desk. It sits right next to my second monitor, but I am a classy bitch. It is 8 in the morning. That is a drink to be savored, not a drink to just chug. So that is a special occasions whiskey that's gonna sit here for a long time. Yeah, I've noticed we've gotten 3 signal data catches in like a week and a half, and I've bought all of them. I think I'm actually gonna stop buying them because I feel pretty good on signal data right now. I don't have a ton of signal data, but I have so little relic material that my signal data stash can support itself. So the next time they come around, I'm probably not buying them. But I think they're draining our crystals and they're like, hey guys, do these projects. Where is my raid news? It's May. Holy shit. I don't need everything. I just need you to tell me the basics at this point. I'm good on green and blue right now. I'm actually not good on white. Because what I've been doing is anytime I have a surplus of white signal data, I burn it for corrupted signal data to start building a stash of that. Order 66 forever. When can I sim order 66 then? Just give me a sim button now. If you're going to give me another year of order 66, give me a button. Tell me you're done with raids. Say, here you go. You can just sim it now. I'm okay with that. When a man loves a woman. Don't want to get copyright strikes here. What other strong teams do we have that can do things quick and easy? Inquisitors, usually, right? Gotta get my Inquisitors up. I really would like for these guys to be Relic 8 as a minimum, but there's just so many other things that have come up. Yeah, I only do 4 runs of Order 66 at this point because I don't need to do that 5th run. And if I don't have to do that 5th run, I'm not doing that 5th run. Gets to a point where you're like, I'm not interested anymore. Unsubscribe. When an egg loves his Simba in, he'll do anything for you. I need to go kill a rabbit. Come. Come, my child. Just give me the fucking... Tell me, rip the band-aid off. As long as we don't get another Naboo. If you give me another raid that's going to take me an hour every time, I'm going to flip a shit. The time expectation of Order 66 has been nice. But I am bored of it at this point. I don't know. Philip seems to be okay with the era system now. He doesn't well. Shadow thinks everything is garbage, though. Game's garbage, but we can all go home. Another dad bod boba. I still haven't geared up my last dad bod boba. He's the dad bod boba we have at home. I think he's sitting... What did we say last week? He was sitting at Relic 0 in my account because I don't really have a use for him. my god. Can you imagine? I think if Swugga didn't exist anymore, my wife would divorce me. She'd be like, you need a hobby. You need to leave me alone. Am I doing the 100 crystal refreshes for Conquest? I do during the first couple of days. I'll do the hundreds. And I do the hundreds on the first couple of days now. Because day 1 and day 2, I don't have to do TB. So why not do extra battles and get myself a little bit ahead? Dadbot might be an R9 platoon, but that doesn't mean that everybody has to have them. Smart guilds divvy that shit out. And you guys know I have my share of really, really shitty platoon characters. If Jar Jar shows up in the Mandalore and Grogu movie, I will flip the fuck out. We will have a parade. We will go nuts here. Well, no, we won't be able to go nuts here because we don't want to spoil that for people. We'd have to let people go in blind. We'd have to have a parade like 3 months later. Alright, looks like we got one more Conquest battle in us. Then we get to deal with the raid, and then we get to do some reviews. Rest of reviews. Egnards is taking a break or having a shit. I don't know if that's new canon or old canon. I honestly have no idea. I am aware of the story of Jar Jar dying. But, you know, they mix shit up all the time, so who knows? Go to the analytics here. What is this? Only 9 people liking this on YouTube, but 54 people watching. Assholes. Bunch of dicks. Is BKM still using the endgame? Yes, because you're going to do Mandalore. I have an R9 BKM squad because Mandalore for most guilds is a 3-day... Mandalore is a 3-day mission for most people, and it is a high-value mission. Danny, goddammit, man. Come on. Don't put that shit on me. I will bully you harder. Listen. Force Ghost Jar Jar Poncho. I would wail out on that. User would be like, no, I will pay for it. And I'll say, no, I need to do this one. I need to spend my money. In GAC, BKM is still used, but not as heavily as she was previously. After Relic Delta, she's kind of fallen off for a lot of like the Lord Vader stuff. I still do use her, just nowhere near as much. I don't need ally points, sure. And I should have the rest of this by the time. I did, Solo. I apologize. There was just so much that needed to happen today. So many things that I needed to do that I had to start early. And normally, Stream Labs gives me tons of shit, and it takes me like 20 minutes to deal with. But today, it worked on the first try. So that was kind of like an awkward, like, oh, I guess I have to go now. Let's buy that. We could buy that as well. I am curious about this mod, though. It probably sucks unless it rolls a natty 5. Rolls natural 5s, I'll be happy. Probably won't. She's not good for frogs on my side. My Gungans fuck frogs. No, my Gungans fuck BKM. These beauties right here, they fucking destroy her. Do you have any mods that are useful to upgrade on any of these guys? I don't have any Atinators. Calcestis is very, very versatile. Gungan Phalanx. This is all. No speed roll. Okay, fine. Fuck you. Maybe an R10 BKM team could beat my Gungans. That is very, very, very possible. All right. I am going to step out for just a minute, and then we are going to do the raid, and then we're going to do reviews. So just give me 2 to 3 minutes to fill up my coffee cup with some water now, and we will be right back. All right, we are back. Cal isn't required to have relic levels for anything, so it feels like it would be a waste. That's just not how the game works. Not at all. There are a lot of characters that are not required at relics that you should have at relics. Treya is one of them. Nihilus is one of them. They're not required for anything, but they are useful at relic levels. If you're looking to build an UFU team, Baby Cal is beautiful there. And Baby Cal can also go with a Ray team. Baby Cal is very, very, very versatile. We're moving into the raid. What are we at? We're at 120. Okay, 120. Let's see. Raid popped yesterday. I almost did my raid runs, and then I remembered we have brunch. So we're going to do those now. Let's get our Temu Vanguard. You could, that's, Ani, yes, I could, we could just post your list from last week of all of these characters that are just way, way too low. Like fucking Bane. What was Bane at, was R6, I think? Are Ufus relevant in the end game? Yeah, I use my Ufus all the time in K1. And now that Ezra can't go with Rey, I'm probably going to use my Ufus more. Ufus can kill Rey. Ufus can kill Hondo, depending on the Hondo comp. Not right now with Vayncron. But otherwise, yes. Shadow hates the Ufus team. Not a fan. 0 of 10 for him. In this instance, he is wrong. And I say this as someone who, and we've talked about this ad nauseum here, but as somebody who hates Fallen Order and who hates the character of Malicos, and who could give 0 shits about Seer or Cal, it is a great team. Will they do this to me? I don't actually think that I need him to survive. I think as long as the old lady survives, I should... Oh, well, I guess the old lady's gonna die. Let's see. Can we take him out with 1 AoE? Alright, I think we still got this. There we go. The earth bending. Yes, when Malicos gets mad and tosses rocks, it is something to behold. And it's so funny because the other team, it's so inconsistent. Like the other team will be full health, and then you'll throw rocks and 3 guys will be dead. But then the next time you try it in another battle, that just doesn't happen. They're a very funny team. I want to run Naboo Raid just to see what the frogs can do. No, man, I don't. I really don't. My frogs could auto it before. Like, I'm fine with that. Just such a long... So long. The damage immunities were so dumb. I got what they were trying to do. It was very cinematic. It was a very cool raid. But the mechanics just were not conducive to fun gameplay. Come on. It's my least favorite part here. Wait for stealths to finish up. Is Fulcrum in the Ufus team? Fulcrum can be in the Ufus team. The most important part of the Ufus team, you know, depending on where you are in the game, because if you don't have the Stranger, then you put Starkiller there. But in the late game, you're going to do Seer, Maul, Malicos as the core three. Baby Cal is relatively important to that team surviving. And then you just throw in a random fifth. Oh, I should have done the AoE there. You could throw in crew to tank. I generally don't feel like you need a tank all the time, but you can throw crew in. I usually will use like 9th Sister. I've thrown in 2nd Sister before. All right, we got to launch hot utils now. Well, actually, before I do that, let's make sure that we don't have a million mods. And that hot utils is going to yell at me. We're at 417. That's actually a lot for me, but that's okay. That's plenty for what we need. Let's pop hot utils in. Let's load that shit up. You have not updated your game. Okay, well, tough shit. Hot utils, tough shit. Where is this base loadout? Update my base loadout.
What can I get you today?
That is updated. Clones. Let's load the clones. I have this unending fear that I'm going to hit the wrong button on hot utils and completely fuck up my mods one day. You don't really need a you don't really need a cat in your UFU team. I don't know if you really need that either. I mean, I guess if you don't have JMK, but I don't think it's gonna really add as much benefit as you think. Being able to make people a stream, I kind of just make people stream mods randomly when I need them to deal with spam. But I can't do it from my streaming software. I have to actually log in to that thing, and it's a pain in the ass, and it's annoying. Everybody who has some sort of modding, it literally was just, I'm annoyed right now, do this for me instead. Broncos to the Super Bowl. I think it's going to fully depend on Bo Nix solo. Honestly, it depends on his ankle. It depends on how it's feeling and how he comes out in this season. We obviously did really well last year. We should have gone to the Super Bowl. We had that injury at the very end of that last game. It was annoying. If we play like we did last year, it's going to be a great season. But we'll see what happens with Bo Nix's ankle and if he fully is recovered. I am spam. I actually didn't need 3 stacks. I did not need to do that. I just wasn't paying attention. Go. Yeah, I don't know about that. I just don't feel like it's gonna add anything to that team, that cat. You gotta hop off and do your own raid runs. Such a boring Super Bowl. That's why you needed... Look at how fast. We got one more raid run to do. That's why you needed the Broncos to be there. The Broncos would have made it an interesting game. Such a low-scoring, boring game. All right. Can we get this in one try? That would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. Nope, we can't. We can't get the stun. We got the right RNG, but no stun. What about now? Okay, we got the right RNG so far. Right, let's see. Nope. Come on. Speaking of RNG, Meathead may or may not have promised incentives if we can lock down these drop rates on Cantina 9. So I am going to need... Oh, I don't have a stun there, so... I'm going to need more people to run those battles, especially 9B. There's not a lot of battles on 9B. Yes, I still run the 3-man clone team because the other option is a team... Oh, right, because the other guy assisted. The other team is only R7. This is my only way to get these guys to get to the max box for my personal... Usually it's not too bad. There we go. Let's see. See, we're not bad. That's easy. Is that me admitting the Broncos are so bad? The Broncos did very well last year, Xander. Fuck off, man. They did. They had a great season. It's just so unfortunate that we had that ankle injury at the very, very, very end of a game. Like, that was so debilitating. Even after they tried to fuck me over, yes. Though I have some interesting stuff to add to the conversation. I gotta film my second video on it later today. But the more data I have, the better. So I need everyone to go run some 9B and help me out with that. You were able to instant kill the box? I honestly did not know that you could do that. I had no fucking idea. There we go. That's the white green node. I know it's not. It's the node that nobody wants to run, but it's the node that I need data on. Oh fuck! I fucked up there. Shit, that's gonna cost me. All right, I still got it because we don't care about maxing the raid. We just care about getting to 2 out of 3. It's a great node for corrupted signal data. There we go. I ran some this morning. It's more data I have, the better. But there's a few interesting points to the conversation that need to be talked about. And I have blank infographics ready. I wanted to film it yesterday. I just didn't have the time. It was a very busy day for me. We're going to load up hot utils again. You just shoot it, put it in my DMs, man. Slide into my DMs. And I'll update it. We are going to load our base loadout. Just slide it in. I know it can be tough. Especially with my filters, I so rarely get usable mods, but it's okay. It's all right. That's how this works. You want good mods, you have to play hardball. All right, hot utils is finishing up. Come on, hot utils. There we go. Hot utils is done. All right, let's see. Let's pop on over to this real quick. That stays. We want that to stay. We want this. This needs to be that. There we go. We'll update it right now. Shadow, what do we got? 22 battles. Okay, 22, 39. Gray is 29, so 908, 18, right? 908, 18. So that's 317. Yeah, 317. And 13. Oh, you got an Omicron too, man. You got 13 green, 29. There we go. See? Look at that. We'll pop that down. We'll pop in over here. We're going to pop that over. We do have to start getting into roster reviews for the day so that I can go to the movies. Right? So we're going to play our roster review song as we always do. And this is a perfect time for me to bully you into hitting like on the stream so that people actually watch it, and hitting subscribe if you haven't already, because fuck you. That's why I am better than Arnold, and he gets everybody, even when he's wrong about everything, even when he just says bullshit that doesn't make sense and I have to correct him. All right, let's do it.
Rush to reviews. Egnards is having a break and taking a Rush to reviews. Talking to me that what Pax Egg should sell to you. Ooh, to you. To you.
All right, there we go. We are back. We're going to let that. What do I hear in my God, something weird just happened. I heard like some kind of different sound. I wonder if my headphones connected to my wife listening to an audiobook upstairs. And I was like, what? Oh no, that was just the cantina bitch saying, what can I get you today? All right, we got reviews today. Now, Dan, I love you. I do. However, we can't just go around making sin. I cannot. Here's what I'm afraid. I am afraid that if I put Sin in a position where I review your roster first, because they did it through the premium review section, that they will start selling access to these reviews at like 50 cents a pop and start profiting off of me. We can't have that shit. Can't do it. Now, the good news is I still got you covered for today. And I'm like 50-50 Sin on if I'm going to have you pop onto voice when I do this review either way, because you do generally give me some very good insight. So we're going to consider that. But we have to keep the natural order of things. We have to do things the right way. Otherwise, people get mad. People get angry. People yell at me. I have to deal with them. I don't want to fucking yell with people. Do I play with sound on? No, fuck that. The only time I have sound on is when I'm streaming. It is the only time, which is why it confused me. Because I was like, what is this female voice? What is going on with this? Dan, I will also strongly consider that as well. But we have to do the natural order of the line. Otherwise, people will be mad at me. The good news is that there is not that many, and we will definitely get it done today. Either way. So keeping to the natural order of the line, we have Lomuspyro is up first. And Lomus has been waiting a while. I just got a tag. DS is over 500. Hold on. I have to switch something in game. I have to change the orders. Let's see. Where is this? This is going to 243. This can go to 600. Okay. Well, it was funny, but Sin's gonna do it more often. I know Sin will do it more often because I know Sin. You give them an inch, they will take a mile. Let's get back to my Discord and roster reviews. Lomuspyro is here. We're at 143.00. Top 20 is a mix of all three GL ships, mostly Leviathan fleets. My fleet Discord coordinates payout times daily. I have CT3 for, oh God, we're just fucking, they're just acronyms. We have CT3 for Rebel Roundup, whatever F, Fanatical something, FM, whatever one FM is. MM is Military Might. Ground War, Fanatical Devotion. R7 tiers for Pretty Patrol and Duel of the Fates. GLAT AB, I need GLAT for final tier, but otherwise I'm at CT2 for all remaining several inches. Oh, Dan, you have not met Flower yet. How untrue. How untrue. Flower is the golden child of our Discord right now. We love Flower very much. Currently working on getting the Jabba team up and running after recently completing his journey. No, the other Sin. CYN, not SIN. SIN, he's great. We love him. And then we'll be focused on Balin, followed by 3 more GL journeys that I am close to fulfilling requirements for. Less than 4 characters each. For Proving Grounds, I now only need shards from Maul, next Conquest, Jocasta, and Satil, 2 Conquest times. So we're almost there on a lot of things. And I'm roughly halfway to Maz and SM33, with all other PG characters unlocked, minus Cobb Vanth, obviously. Should also note my mods are in a bit of a disarray. Only had this account for maybe 2 years, and in the process of overcoming my Lightspeed bundle bloat. So current and future farms will be entirely based on efficiency, based on what I currently have. Sin is the good one. I will also likely be unavailable to comment live of this review this Sunday, but feel free to ping me if confirmation is needed. All right, so we are going to do this. We're going to see what happens here. Now, a lot of people get mixed up in their mods, and I'm going to tell you that the good news is when we talk about mod score is a fickle thing that has to do with characters that are unlocked. Now, if you're doing a lot of Lightspeed bundles, you're obviously going to have a lesser mod score, and that is okay. You have plenty of time to work that out. You have plenty of time to figure that out, as long as you're building out a mod funnel, a mod downline for your filters to make sure you're only putting on usable mods and not just shitty mods. Obviously, a mod filter is different at different levels of the game and where you are in the game. For me, I'm very much a particular and fickle bitch. For you, you're probably going to want to be a little bit less restrictive. Now, based on where you are right now with everything, I'm going to say somewhere around 8 million GP. Let's see. Oh, 11. Okay, it's not bad. I say this every week. If I guess low, it usually means you have a pretty good account. It typically means that you're a little bit more on the efficient side, and there is nothing wrong at all with being on the efficient side. This is 2 weeks out from when you posted this, so it's probably not in the same place as where you posted. Leia, Jabba, Kylo, Kenobi. Where are we on that Ahsoka journey? Not there yet. I know that you said you needed her. Ships. You have Executor. My fleet Discord coordinates the payouts. You only... No, and you have Profundity, but no Leviathan. All right. Have we rectified the biggest mistake on your account yet? No, we have not. And, oh, actually, yeah, it says updated 17 hours ago. So we know it's been updated. And you said you're doing the R7 tier of Duel of the Fates, but your Padawan Obi-Wan is Relic 6. So we have determined that that is a lie. You're doing the R5 tier. Fucking trying to get one over on Egnards. Come on. Let's see what we are looking at. Always hit the gear needed for some reason. It's almost like we're just like going down the line. Okay, so we're very close to a lot of these things. JML is 210 away. C is 100. Lord Vader, we're very close to. Gas will help you with getting the other projects that you're going to need to get, and he seems to basically be one of the very few things that you need left there. Leviathan, good. You should have Leviathan by the next time that it comes around, right? This should be your priority, because even if you're coordinating payouts right now, if you don't have to 7-star something right away, there's no reason to do so and get as many free shards as you possibly can. Even though Leviathan is not great below 7 stars, it is nice to not need it and to be able to just like kind of let it accumulate over time. Jar Jar. Ahsoka's pretty close. You don't really need Jedi Master Mace Windu yet. We're still working shards here. Gas will really tighten this up. How are our clones? Okay, so R9 Scorch, we haven't really brought these ones. Lord Vader is not going to be really great for you right now without the clones. And also, have we unlocked Maul? Yeah, so we do have Maul. I'm assuming you bought the Lightspeed bundle because the next Conquest didn't finish yet, unless... No, because his shards wouldn't be there. So I'm assuming you bought that because he's Relic 8. Lord Vader with his old team is going to perform fine, but it's not going to perform at a high level. I would really prefer to see you pushing the things that are going to allow you to perform at a high level over just getting the things that are going to be really fast for you. C is probably worth finishing right now because you can use him with Bane, right? You can use him by himself too, yes, but you can use him with Bane and you already have a high level Bane. Lord Vader. The only reason I would say get Lord Vader is because you're going to need General Anakin, and at that point you're so close on the other things that you might as well get him. I don't know if I'd put a lot of investment into him in the beginning, though. Leviathan should be your priority to make sure that it is available as soon as possible. I would really like to see you finishing out your resource engagement. So first things first, your passive resource funnel is one of the most important things in this game because the game is a marathon and you are playing long term. And every single time that you are not playing an event, you are losing out. I so strongly recommend that as long as Leviathan is ready, so get Leviathan ready. But once Leviathan is ready, you need to pull the trigger on Duel of the Fates and getting both of those characters to R9. Now, again, you said you're at the R7 tier for both Peridia Patrol and Duel of the Fates, but you're actually at the R5 tier with Captain Enoch, right? So I would say that I would bring these guys up to Relic 7 and really strongly be trying to push yourself towards Ahsoka. Data mines show dark side clones will be obtainable in the Era Store LST with the next reset. Yes, so the data mine shows that they are updating the Lightspeed tokens. That is correct. So you do have the ability to get those characters. That is a very correct statement. If that is something that you're going for, then fine. But I would not invest heavily in Lord Vader until your clones are there and done, and until you're willing to invest in those clones at a higher level. Lord Vader works on a basis of ramping mastery, and the higher the level of his, I almost said employees, but of his team, the better he is going to perform. Not just from the basis of like, well, duh, Egnards, that's how it always works, but just from the basis of how stacking mastery works, and you want him to stack it as quickly as you possibly can. I would put my priorities in place as Leviathan being the most important thing that you can possibly do right now. Duel of the Fates being the second most important thing that you can possibly do right now. Finishing Lord Vader just to get that started. Finishing C so that, you're right there with 100 circuit boards and you can use him with Bane. I'm assuming you have Watt with Watt as well, if that's an option. But then I would push very heavily towards Ahsoka. And the reason I would push very heavily towards Ahsoka is that some of the big things that are holding you back there right now is gas, which you're already going to be able to have, and finishing up the Peridia guys to Relic 7 for the resources. So that is something that's going to help you. And then just having to go after those R9s. I would hold JML until after all of that. He's fine, but especially after losing Revan outside of Conquest, he is not as strong as he used to be. The game is going to shift quite a bit over the next couple of months with raid news, with this new era. I don't want to say that this is definite advice based on the fact that we don't know what's going to happen. But as you are a Lightspeed bundle account, I would be positioning myself to move towards Hondo next so that you can make sure that you have Smuggler's Run 3. It's easy peasy. A lot of these are going to be quick goals for you. But building out your resource funnel right now is going to be the most important thing for you to be able to spend less money. to be able to advance faster and to be taken seriously within your guild, within the game, within whatever your goals are. Morning, Allie. How's it going today? We're just getting to the I don't want to say we're almost done, but we are. I mean, technically, we are close to almost done. Anytime we're at review time, it is always like one of the last things we're doing, right? So we're finishing up. I'm tired and I need a nap because I'm old. Hey, Rayo. Yeah, I started a little early today because we had so much that needed to get done. Um, like I said, we're towards the end. We have reviews and we're getting those done. We've got another one here, Yui Micah, who is pretty consistently in the streams, but I haven't seen him today. So so we'll see. Maybe he'll chime in. We have 4 days off. We got one snow day back at the end, so I have Friday off. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. No extra days, but I'll take those 4 days off. They're not super great for me because I still have the dojo. I'm still working, but it is still nice to be able to like sit on my ass for a bunch of hours instead of sitting in a classroom. All right, let's see. Micah, what do we got? What's the time? 1:57. We'll say 1:57. Ooh, Friday to Tuesday. I can't remember if we got 2 snow days back, but they moved them to different places, or if we only got 1 snow day back. I honestly don't remember. False Micah. Yes, the other Micah. Let's see. Regular review, top 20, almost all Leviathan, CT3. What is with everyone just using the acronyms? I have it there. It's already there. Just copy and paste it. CT3, RR, FM, MM, GW. So 4 out of the 7. CT2, the other 3. Duel of the Fates, R5. Not done Peridian Patrol. Looking for Glat and SLKR as my next GL. Farming Baleen and thinking of Leviathan and Relicking and BKM and SK. I get Riva and 2 TBs. Proving Grounds, unlocking Ezra and Luthen this year. Ezra not as important until you have Ahsoka, especially now, with the nerfs that make him really just an Ahsoka lifter only. Don't look at mods. Don't worry, I don't do that because there's nothing I can do when looking at mods. Some people hire me to like look at their mods and replace things and change things around, but anyone who looks at mods in a roster review is just looking to embarrass people. Favorite character is Glat, probably R10. I think that this is probably a 8 million GP account. I think that this is on the lower end. I'd be surprised if it was lower than 7, somewhere in 7 to 8 million range. Okay, there we go. 7.6. Perfect. Let's see. Now, for someone at the 7 million range, I've said this before, I don't think that having Peridian Patrol at Relic 9 is mandatory until you start to get into the 10, 11 million GP range, but I still think it is a very solid investment for players, especially if you're looking into doing farms that require a lot of R9s, and Ahsoka is one of them. Hondo is not one that you mentioned in your list, but it is one of those really good farms that does have R9s available and part of it. So I do just strongly recommend putting in the time for that as soon as possible. If you're looking at Glat and SLKR as your next couple, I would start working on the Peridian Patrol pals on the sooner side and bringing them to R7, just because they are part of the they're part of the farm that actually gives you something. So it makes sense to prioritize them and get them there a little bit on the quicker side. But let's take a look. Morning, Caleb. Leia, Jabba, Kenobi, Luke. So we have 4 GL. What do we have here? We have Just Executor and a 4-star Profundity. We're still working on those Sith ships. Tools. Every fucking time I do that. Nowhere near Hondo. Balin, we're very close. I mean, at this point, I know you want Balin. I wouldn't have recommended it right now, but at this point, you might as well finish it up. Ahsoka is getting there. We're still looking to get gas. I would only use the get one on him, and I would use all of my get one towards him. Jar Jar, Leia, no, don't need Afra. Where's Leviathan at? Leviathan is still fairly far away, and we need some get for Malik, but we need it for gas a little bit more since Ahsoka is a priority farm for you, something that you really want to do. It makes sense, obviously, to get SLKR first because you need time to finish out gas. So yes, that is fine. Everything is so far for you, though. That's a problem. It's really just Shin, Marak, and 7 levels on Thrawn that you need. Okay. And what are the ones? Secrets and Shadows as a CT2 is fine. Fanatical Devotions at a CT2 is completely fine. Okay. What I would do is, first things first, is I would R7. Oh, it says you're not done with Pretty Patrol, but you have them at R5 now. I would bring, and I would get, and I would prioritize my Pretty Patrol to R7 as my top priority, so that while you're working on the Ahsoka farm, you are getting those free resources. Once you have beat out that that top priority, I would finish up SLKR, right? I definitely think the resources are more important than SLKR right now, but you do want him. You are very close, so you might as well go for him. So it would be Peridia Boys first, Slicker second, Balin third. By that time, you should hopefully have what you need to get gas up there to really start focusing on your Ahsoka farm. I would probably say after focusing on your Ahsoka farm, you should dive right into Leviathan and starting to focus on Malik so that you can get Leviathan. You may run into an issue where you just don't have what you need for get because you just got gas, and that's okay. But I would probably be pushing after those farms into Hondo. I know that Hondo is far off for you. I know you haven't put much into it. Gas is going to help alleviate that just a little bit. Doku is something that is from multiple farms. Ray is something that is from multiple farms. But the reality is that if your mods are trash, you want to put yourself in a position where you are maximizing being able to fix the fact that your mods are trash more than anything else at this point. That's all I got. Oh my God. Ooh. Dan, we're going to pop in for you, man. Do you want to hop on voice? This is not a privilege that I give to everybody. This is a privilege generally saved for premium members, but I am super excited for you to have returned. So I am very willing if you are, but if you would rather just listen to me drone on, I can also do that. Man. While I am waiting, I am just going to do some math on my TV, and you'll hop on. All right, give me just 1 second to do this math, and then I'll set it up, because I have a very specific channel for it. So So 730 minus 696. I need 34 there. These have all hit. Plus 730 minus. Who would pay extra to listen to Phil? And by the way, around these parts, Allie, we call him Philip. We are at a negative 17. Damn, that is close. We are so close. Come on, guys. Let's fucking do it. When was the last? 7:51. All right, let me just run this bot real quick. Let's go over to my Discord. No, Dan. We don't go to the Tipsy Gungan. The Tipsy Gungan is an open channel. You got to give me a second. Hold on. I'm going to give you access to a special channel. Already, no, not my GAC stream channel. We're going to go to the Brunch channel. Permissions. Dan, you are not showing up. Why is this making it difficult for me? Let's see real quick. There he is. Oh, that's because I'm typing in your whole name, and that's not how that works on Discord. Silly me. Okay, Dan, I have given you very, very special permission to connect and speak in the Brunch channel. And I am going to tag you here so that you see it. Where is it? Copy link. Where is Dan? We're going to send this to you. So you should be able to join that channel now. There he is. Hello, Dan.
Hello. Is this thing on? Hello.
No, it's not. Nobody can hear you. I'm just kidding. I'm not Phil. I know how to run my fucking streams. I understand how streaming works. Before we begin, we talked yesterday, but how does it feel to be back?
I'm definitely still processing the whole thing. It's a new concept to me. I didn't know if it was going to be a return or not. It was obviously a huge part of my life for a couple of years, and the community, and I just had to do a life pivot for a while over the beginning of the year and few months, but it's calmed down, and I think I'm in a good space to come back, at least in some capacity. I don't know if I'll go Ultra Instinct Goku, but I might at least be Super Saiyan 2 or 3.
As somebody who was never a big fan of Dragon Ball Z, I only very barely understand that reference. But okay, I will take it. I'm assuming we briefly talked yesterday that you're very overwhelmed by everything that looks so very different right now in the game, and just how crazy things are, and the era. Because you left before the era. Did you leave before Era of Anniversaries or no? I can't remember.
I left right at the very end of the first era. So
Okay,
I
so
actually have the Spider Legs Mall at 4-star.
Okay.
But all the new units I wasn't able to finish. And then I missed the entire next era. And then I missed the marquee of the new one now, but jumping right back in. But it looks completely different.
Yeah, so I don't remember. I think it was like a month ago they did a complete redesign of the system, and I don't think that there's anything overtly negative about it. The only thing that a lot of players were like first world complaining about is the fact that now all of their muscle memory is gone. And dailies that used to take me 3 minutes now were taking me like 12 minutes because I would hit the wrong thing. But that's not a big problem. We're not worried about that. We are good. We are happy to have you back here, and hopefully you will stick around. I do think that Coliseum is in a better place than it was in when you were playing. And we're going to just give a big shout out to Caleb Wheeler, who can go fuck himself right now. But let's see what your account's got in store here, because Sin was trying to pull a rug over my eyes like I'm some kind of fucking moron.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting with that, where I was at a point when I left that I was pretty much farming only brand new stuff and
Yeah.
was up to date with everything. And then now I've got some catching up to do.
Well, everything that you have to catch up to do, and I haven't looked at your account yet, but all of your catching up to do so far, assuming that you are only farming the new stuff, is new stuff, which is Spider Legs Mall, which is now farmable, Era of Andor, which everybody is catching up on if you're not a dirty, filthy whale. And if there's anything on the back end that you weren't caught up on, then the Lightspeed tokens that you get from Coliseum are much cheaper than they were before, which makes it a lot easier.
I did see that they had been a reduced cost. I'm not sure if there's anything I need really at the moment from them. I didn't rush to purchase anything. I have a lot of journey. I think I have 7 journey guides to do right now. So that's going to bring a ton of Zetas, a ton of tokens, Omicrons.
And the other thing that is
Cantina stuff, which also gave me more of those. So there's a lot coming in.
The other thing here, and I obviously this is your first day back, and you don't know your intentions yet. I don't know your intentions yet. Nobody could possibly know your intentions yet. But from over the last 2 years, CG kind of opened the floodgates on selling things with Lightspeed tokens. Lightspeed tokens used to be very rare. Now they're coming out in droves to get people kind of caught up. But what has happened, interestingly, in the last like 5 to 6 months is that they've really opened up other resources like Zetas and like Omicrons and like Omegas. So you may not have noticed yet, or possibly have, the Omega battles now give 10 Omegas and 3 Zetas, right? So those things that maybe you're going to have trouble with because you haven't been keeping up are going to be less of a gate than they would have been if you had taken a hiatus a year ago. So you're probably not in a bad...
That was always the joke. Lightspeed bundle account doesn't have any Zetas.
Yeah.
Inflated GP. I should be able to catch up quicker now with all that coming in.
And not just with Omega, but even their Zeta packs have been more like, holy shit, they're like, there's so many more Zetas per dollar spent if that is the route you're choosing to go. And I know a day in, you don't have that information yet, but it's just easier now than ever to jump back into the game. Let's see. Your shard is mostly dead, so that shouldn't be a problem because you're already caught up there. Currently working on all of your assault battles are finished. When we say finished, are we talking like egg finished, like full on R9, or like let's try to push one over on egg kind of finished?
Yeah. So nothing will get past you. Everything is done except for the one that you tell everybody to do, which is per day patrol. That's still R7. I will get them to R9, obviously, but that is the only one that's not technically done.
What about Smuggler's Run 3? Because timeline-wise, I can't remember if the R9 tier came out before or after you left.
It did. I was in the middle of the Hondo farm, but when I left, so that's what I would be jumping back into.
So that's okay. So
I
that's
only
what
need a
you're
couple
working
of
on.
relic levels, and the vein I think is the only unit I have to farm.
Okay, so that's the current farm. It's not that it's not done. It's that's what you're working on.
Oh yeah, it would be less than a month easily, maybe even 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how fast it goes.
What are you currently working on? Figuring out how to play the game again? Yes. Well, everything does look different. Jump back into the Hondo farm. Dead set on continuing. No idea how I do value efficiency. I like to be good at the game. You never were, but it's a good thing to aspire to. Are there any favorite characters? I usually just go for what's good because you're not a fucking moron. I was up to date. Now you're missing Sean and Cobb. Now, obviously, the good news with Cobb is you missed one cycle, and it's unlikely you're going to unlock him on the day of, but it's very likely that you're really only missing Sean, and you'll be able to get Cobb within that 4 to 5 month cycle. Sean might end up going to Proving Grounds, which is tough, but it's not the worst thing that could possibly happen to you. You could be way far further behind. We're not going to play the GP guessing game because you're a end game account. If you're below like 12.5 to 13 million, I would be shocked, right? 12.6 right there. Let's see what we got. I think that the biggest thing for you, because when you're an endgame account, what ends up happening is you say like, all right, well, you just like, there's not many options for you to farm. So you just keep going on a specific linear path. But because you've been out of the game for a couple months right after Relic Delta, I think that what you're going to find is you're going to get caught up sooner rather than later. And then you're going to end up having to figure out which characters need to go up higher just because they were working well for you in January at Relic 7, and now they're just not going to work well for you at Relic 7 anymore, you know, with like GLs like Leia being at Relic 7 is probably not going to work for you if you intend on playing GAC, not hardcore, but like even just participate in it to a higher level. Lord Vader, probably the same thing. You generally would want an R8 or an R9, or he's going to die very, very, very quickly. I recently brought my Kylo Ren up from R7, where he was doing everything I needed him to do, but now I needed to bring him to R8 in order to just kind of make that work. But that's your secondary focus. Your primary focus is to kind of get yourself caught up. And yes, Snorlax, we are talking about relic hygiene here. Let's see, Ahsoka is R9 for that assault battle. Let's check out gear tracker. Hondo is very, very close. Everything else I always have to check, even though, because sometimes people try to be sneaky with me. Go. Hondo, just Vayne.
Yeah, it's pretty much just Vayne and a couple of random relic levels, like 1 or 2 on a few characters. He's close.
So he's your primary farm, but you need to start thinking about your secondary farm. So let's go into our era units, all era units. Now, the thing with the era units is you have your R4 Maul. You only have 4 stars on the other characters. That event is currently running for a month. You are so highly unlikely. Like, you're not making that event.
No, I don't even think it's worth trying to chase. It's not going to happen this time.
No, you're not. It's not going to happen. My inclination would be to say that Hondo is your priority. At this point, let's see. We're looking at how many shards roughly would be 100 plus 85 plus 65 times 3 divided by 550 times 3 divided by 30. You're looking at about 5 months with no refreshes in order to get these guys up. My inclination would be to slow farm Maul for now and put more focus. No. I think my inclination would be that your secondary farm with Maul, I would be doing like 1x refreshes on all of those farms as possible. I wouldn't go further than the 1x. That should put you in a position where if it comes around, even on the faster end of a normal timeline, you'll have him next run. And I would probably, yeah, you don't even have any of the other marquees unlocked. That kind of sucks for the era that's doing its era battles right now.
Yeah, I missed all of Andor. I stopped like early January, so there's
What do we
there's
need
that
for
gap.
tier 1? I don't remember if you need all of the characters at 3 stars for tier 1. Let's go check the data mine. Lock on 4 stars on. It seems like you only need one character unlocked to do the era battle, but I don't know how hard it is at the lower end. And hopefully somebody in the chat can speak to how easy or hard tier 1 is of these era battles, because if it's very easy with one character, I would say try to get that one character for each farm just to start accruing free shards. But again, my era is fairly whaled out, and that means that I'm out of touch in that specific sector. But my general inclination would be to 1x farm your Darth Maul characters and to just slow farm the era of Andor characters as they come out. Snorlax says tier 1 is easy, but I'm curious if you could do it with like one character at like Relic 4. Yeah, all Zetas. That might be really tough. Because I don't want to tell you to go into something that may not even be possible for you. I would probably, ignoring that, I would be 1x refreshing Maul, and I would be slow farming the era of Andor characters as they come out. You should have Maul characters done by the next time his event comes around. And if you have an inclination to do this, as your Maul characters start to get to a point where because instead of 5 months, it's 2.5 months. We're in the middle of an event now. But in about a month and a half to 2 months, I would taper off my 1x farms on Darth Maul and start 1x farming some of the era of Andor characters, because right now we just want to kind of play catch up on things.
Right, which is fine. I mean, I was doing that for almost the entirety of my gameplay up to the end, so I'm used to having to do that.
Yeah. No, yeah, not the Maul era event, the new era battle. It's like a gear 6 for all of them. You could take a little bit of a gamble. This is a gamble. But if you were to take a little bit of a gamble and like for the 2 era battles, I guess you could only prepare the one right now, the light side. Actually, we don't even know how hard it is because we haven't had the light side one yet. But Clea should be farmable. And if you were to like 2x refresh her to get her to 4 stars and then relic her up or bring her as high as she can and give her Zetas, you might be able to get yourself some free shards from these era of Andor characters. Unfortunately, when it comes to the Empire side of that, those characters are not going to be farmable for another 3 patch cycles or so. They are all in shipments, though. So you could attempt the same thing by shipment purchasing Deidre to 4 stars, bringing her as high as possible, and then just trying to ride the wave of as many free shards as possible on tier 1. It's a gamble,
and
though.
I have an inclination to think that a lot of them probably will be raid characters. So, I mean, I'm going to have to put some time into them anyway.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking of the fastest way, because you're behind, but the fastest way to get you as many shards for as little cost as possible so that you're not caught up for as short a time as possible. But I would definitely be 1x refreshing Maul. I would not go higher than that, because then you're just going to be gated by the fact that the event isn't around. If your crystal income allows for it, slow farm era, but if your crystal era Vandor, but if your crystal income allows for it to do normal refreshes, fleet refreshes, node refreshes, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to also 1x refresh era Vandor. I don't know if it's going to be tenable. I don't know if you're going to have the resources to be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to pay attention to it. It might be some trial and error.
Is it worth relicking for 7 to 22 shards? Most likely it would be only for 2 events. So for Deidre, for the light side one, Bantha, in this specific case, if we're 1x refreshing Clea, we're probably going to get more like 4 events out of it, and maybe 5, and I definitely think it's worth it. For 2 events, I would say it's not worth it, but that's why I had suggested with Deidre possibly taking the gamble on shipment farming to get it done on the much sooner side of it. And in that case, it does become worth it, because now you're getting a lot of free shards for what you ended up paying for in the past. One thing that will probably help you out, Dan, I don't remember when I designed this or made it as robust as I did, but I do have a crystal income utility that I have made way more robust than it was 6 months ago. And that may help you a decent amount plan out how many refreshes you reasonably can do. But I do think your best bet right now is focusing on the catching up on content and less the relic hygiene, because you are a player that is smart, and that is something that you can get to once content-wise you feel like, all right, I'm not as far behind as I was before. Otherwise, you're just going to kind of stay behind, and we don't want that. I feel like I said a whole lot of nothing, though, because, I mean, there's not that much more for you to be working on.
Yeah.
When you're in the end game, it's okay, farm the new thing. The only nice thing here is that when it comes to the New Republic era, everything can be farmed in tangent with everything else, right? Like, so you're not taking away by also farming New Republic, and you might have missed R5D4, but he's also going to be the first character that becomes farmable after the era.
Yeah, I'll be fine there. I'll be on top of that one.
So that isn't an issue at all. But I would honestly, Maul characters 1x refresh if it's tenable. Era of Andor characters 1x refresh. If it's not tenable, even if it is tenable, I would even do 2 or 3 refreshes on Clea just to get her to 4 stars, to reap the benefits of as many free shards as possible. And then the same thing with either Deidre or KX.
A little resource dump for a bonus.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to kind of get you caught up, and everything else will fall into place because everything else is more abundant now. The light speed tokens are more abundant. The the Zetas are more abundant, the Omegas are more abundant, and then like looking at your account, you might say, hey, I want to go for R10, but the reality is, you know, there are some things that you'll be able to get with those 3,500 Lightspeed tokens that may be beneficial for you. I don't remember in the data mine all of the exacts of who they added to them because they came to the game on a day that I was very, very, very busy. But even with old characters, bringing some of these R3s and R4s might not be the worst thing in the world. I just don't think that R10 is going to be something that you're going to have to worry about right now. But that's neither here nor there. That's a 6 months from now problem.
Yeah, that's not an initial priority. I'm expecting to get knocked down a bit in
Yeah.
GAC because of that, but
That's okay.
that's just how it's going to be for a bit.
That's okay. Yeah, we are glad to have you back. We are glad to see you back in the community. And you were somebody that started on the late end of things, and with bundles and everything, you got yourself caught up, and you're gonna get yourself caught up again.
I think so. It's going to be a fun ride. It's a happy routine that I missed and ready to jump back into.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you don't miss until you're done with it, and you go, "What do I do with those 3 hours a day? What's going on? What do I fill this time with?" And then you solve world hunger because that's just how it is. But here's the deal, man. You know me. You slide into my DMs often. You know the Discord community. Obviously, everybody here is here to help you as well, and get you situated with this new Coliseum stuff and the new world order of what is going on in Swugga. But that's really the only advice that I can reasonably offer you right now.
Yep, I think grabbing Hondo in a couple of weeks will be a big help, and then at least one or two refreshes, get them all ready for the next round, and
Yeah,
start catching up on the Endor. I'll be all right.
that's your focus is right now just playing catch up, not relicking, not doing anything else. No relic. Your focus is let's get us caught up. Let's get us situated to a point where we don't have to worry about it anymore. And then you're going to be good, man.
Yep.
All right.
Rock and roll.
With that said, I have a movie to go to soon. And this was a long fucking brunch because we had so much to do. So there is nobody on Twitch right now, which means we are not going to raid out. But we are going to call it a day. We have some stuff to look forward to in the next day or two. And when those signal data numbers start coming in for Cantina 9, share that shit around because everybody needs to find out and everybody needs to know the information that I have that is not in my public sheets. But with that said, peace out, guys, and have a great rest of your week.